Hey everyone, thank you for joining us for our weekly thought of Dhamma. This week we'll be covering verses 35 and 36 of the Dhammapada, so let's get into them. Wonderful indeed it is to subdue the mind, so difficult to subdue, ever swift in seizing whatever it desires. A tamed mind brings happiness. Let the discerning one guard the mind, so difficult to detect and extremely subtle, seizing whatever it desires. A guarded mind brings happiness. So in both these verses, the Buddha instructs us in how dangerous the untamed and uncontrolled mind is, and how, when the mind is tamed and guarded, it brings happiness. The Buddha often compared the untamed and unguarded mind as like wild animals, things like elephants, monkeys, dogs, horses, whatever. When you have a wild animal, say like an untamed dog, the dog gets into all kinds of trouble. It barks, it bites people, it gets into the garbage, it rolls in the mud, and eats things that is not good for it. It can eat poisonous things, it can eat things it should not be eating that has to get removed by the veterinarian. It can make itself sick and maybe even kill itself. So this is just like the uncontrolled mind, the untamed mind. The mind likes to go around taking whatever it wants. It watches anything it wants to watch. It thinks anything it wants to think. It goes and all these things, not thinking of the consequences of these actions. It just does whatever it wants to do because it's what it wants to do. But lo and behold, it accumulates, it collects things, and there's all kinds of things inside it that are not very good for it. Bad thoughts that leave it agitated, leave it frustrated, leave it shaking, and makes it a big old mess. At first we might have thought, oh, this was a good thing. These pretty things, these nice things, these things that gave us pleasure were all so wonderful, were all so great. But we didn't look too far ahead. What happens when they lose their luster, when they lose their sense of charm? Maybe we thought something that was very angry, very hateful, and then it came out in our words or our actions, and now we're in big trouble. We've made enemies, we might have gone to prison, we might have gone to jail, whatever. At first it might have been nice, it made us feel justified, it made us feel good, made us feel powerful, that we one up somebody, but look what happened. The fruit became ripe, and now we have to pay for the consequences for that. And that's just it. With the unguarded, the untamed mind, we accumulate so much unwholesome thoughts, which can turn into unwholesome actions and unwholesome words, and we accumulate all kinds of bad karma. But this mind, no matter how untamed, no matter how unruly it is, it's still our mind. Everything that's in that mind, we put it there. So it's our responsibility, it's our job, it's our duty to clean up that mess. And it is our mind, so we're able to clean it up. No one else can do it, only we can do that. Sure, we can have friends along the way that can help us out, but it's really our responsibility. It's really left up to us to do that. So how can we do that? what can we do to start cleaning up this mind? Luckily, we have the teachings of the Buddha who spoke, this is what he spoke about. He gave us the tools and the techniques in which we can do this. He gave us the Noble Eightfold Path, and particularly the last 3 factors of the Noble Eightfold Path: right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. And the ones all leading up to that are different ones dealing with our morality. So we can start with morality, following the 5 precepts, 8 precepts, 10 precepts, whatever, which helps empower the last 3. And also we can start with the basic practice of mindfulness of breathing, just focusing on the natural rhythm of the breath, breathing in and breathing out, long breath, short breath, so on and so forth. And that helps, brings all that scattered, uncontrolled, untamed energy together. And when we see how overactive the mind is, we can see how really truly frustrating it is, and how aggravating it is, and how unpleasant it really is. So we have more of an incentive to abandon it and leave it behind, and to cultivate the things that help cool the mind, help collect the mind, and help tame the mind. So with these words, I'll finish up here, and I wish you all the best, and continue on with your practices, and I'll see you all next week.